So you're here on episode 772 of the Sharvette Mitchell Radio Show. We are joined by Shatracia Butler, founder of Legal University. We're going to hear more about that. And listen, before the trademark, what every new entrepreneur needs to know about legal protection. Guess what? That's what we're talking about today. You're hanging out here again on the Sharvette Mitchell Radio Show. We're super excited to have all of you here. And listen, we're going to get into it right after this quick intro. Don't you move.
Whoa. Why y'all so happy?
You don't know? Sharvette Mitchell is on the radio.
It's time to get motivated, excited, and influenced. Why? It's the Sharvette Mitchell Radio Show, live from Richmond, Virginia. And now, here to motivate, excite, and influence you, Sharvette Mitchell.
Well, hello, everyone, and welcome to the Sharvette Mitchell Radio Show, broadcasting live from the capital city of Richmond, Virginia, but heard and seen all across the World Wide Web. Shout out to all those that are watching us live on our streaming platforms over on Facebook. Certainly, YouTube is holding it down. Hey there. Certainly, we want to shout out those that check us out on LinkedIn, those that are listening to the podcast version. You might be on Apple or Spotify or Amazon Music or iHeartRadio. We are so honored that you check us out. And listen, some of y'all, I catch y'all and meet y'all in the streets and y'all say, Sharvette, I just binge listen or binge watch the show. So shout out to those of you who might be checking this out, I don't know, months down the road, just because you just got in the trap with the Sharvette Mitchell Radio Show and you're binge listening. We appreciate you because the goal of the show is to motivate, excite, and influence. And we know that type of content is timeless. It does not expire. Listen, today's episode, episode 772. You heard that correctly. Before the trademark, what every new entrepreneur needs to know about legal protection. So if you're an entrepreneur, small business owner, you need to tag them in. You need to say, listen, you need to come over here and join us. We've got listeners coming on in already. Shout out in the YouTube chat, Tovia's World. I hope I'm saying that right. Shout out to my cousin Roberto, Maryland. We're glad to see you. Certainly welcome. We see you all coming on in. YouTube is coming on in. Thank you for being here. Thank you, Mr. Butler, for being here. We're excited to have you. So let me tell you about my guest, and I want to bring her on up because we got all kinds of juicy, good content and topics to talk about today. And so Shatracia Butler is with us, otherwise known on YouTube and on Instagram as Label Me Legal. She's a multi-licensed attorney with over a decade of experience spanning prosecution, government, private practice, and corporate law. After years of watching everyday people get stuck or overpay because they didn't have access to clear legal guidance, she began turning her calling into a business, now working as a legal coach, helping people navigate life, navigate law, and the next step in their business. Shatracia is currently creating a digital platform that breaks down legal concepts into practical, confidence-boosting tools to help entrepreneurs and everyday people confidently navigate legal matters without expensive retainers or otherwise overwhelming legal jargon. Put your hands together. We're excited to have Shatracia Butler here on the Sharvette Mitchell Radio Show. Woo, woo. Hey, girl. Hey.
Hey.
Listen, the audience is already clapping. They're already coming in. Wait a minute. I think I hear the claps. I think I hear them cheering.
I love it.
We hear them cheering. Shout out.
Thank you.
Thank you. So listen, you got a lot of love coming on in the chat already. Listen, a lot of love. Black Girl Magic. Absolutely all on your screen. Hello, Apostle Susie. Glad to have you. Hey. Welcome everyone that is coming on in. We're excited to have you, and keep on coming in and let us know if you're new, where you're coming on in from. So let's jump on in because I want to utilize this time. Thank you for being with us. And let's really start with your story. So what inspired you to shift from kind of this traditional legal work really into legal coaching for entrepreneurs and everyday people?
So I think what inspired me is really what inspired me to go to law school in the first place. Full disclosure, I am right there with probably 80% at least of your listeners. I'm still starting. I'm starting up too. I'm still a full-time employee while navigating being a wife and a mom and an entrepreneur, right? So
yes,
when I tell you the experience of being an entrepreneur, the things that I say, trust and believe, I am living it daily. So if you go back to why I started, it was, you have pivotal moments in your life where you're like, okay, I don't even know what this is. And it's really hard to do what you can't see. But in about third grade, I was told, you're always running your mouth on other people's behalf. I'm from a very small town in Missouri. About 4,000, maybe less. And so I didn't see lawyers. As a matter of fact, once I actually became a lawyer and was offered a position, the first thing I was told was, we haven't had a Black lawyer since 1988.
Wow. My God. And they said that out of their mouth. Okay. That was outside voice.
But said out of my mouth. Thank you. No, thank you. So, so basically I went through, after understanding and learning and someone presenting to me with, you should be a lawyer, which is why it's very careful how you talk to children and what you tell them, because they take that, right?
Yeah.
So I took that and was like, people ask, what do you want to be when you grow up, right? And you realize the response that you get from adults. So I just kept that. And unlike my sisters who are gifted, actual smart people in science and math, I never grasped any of those concepts. I could read all day. I can write a mean paper. So I just kept going with the whole, okay, maybe law is my thing, right?
Yeah.
And then I got old enough to understand what was going on around me. And I saw things like my cousin, who was a Black male dating a white female, and for a crime that was not murder, he received 60 years. What? And he was, barely a legal adult.
My goodness.
Yes. And I really was like, one day I'm going to get into a position to where I can help him get out of that. Right.
Yeah.
And that kind of stuff stuck with me. Or my aunt, who had two beautiful mentally challenged children, was experiencing discrimination and just unfair practices because she wanted accommodations. She wanted a nice place to live, and they saw this and thought, oh, you're going to be a problem. And I really kept experiencing these things along the way. And I felt like if they just had somebody to speak up on their behalf, them, where to go and what to do, just somebody to call and say, I'm an attorney, or I have these credentials. Not only is this person supported, but if you want to take it there, they're also represented, right? Because I feel like we need that. And a lot of people will try you until you show them, I'm not alone. You can't do that part. And I kept seeing this. Not to mention, I kept discovering my own abilities. Like, girl, you are not picking up math and science. So I continued on this path. And when I got to law school, it was like, oh, these are my people. Like, sarcastic. The common misconception is that we like to argue. That's not a good indicator of going to law school. But I got there and was like, I can really do something with this.
Yeah.
And again, in this day, I continue to see situations where people are like, oh, there's so many attorneys. Right. But there's very few that are where I am mentally and professionally with helping people and what I want to do for people. So there might be a lot of attorneys, but there's not enough of us, quite frankly.
Yeah.
So I'm still motivated daily by this idea to just help people.
My goodness, you are going to continue to go so far, just with that, that position and that posture, that I want to say thank you again for those that are here. LinkedIn user newbie here. We're glad to see you. Really excited to hear all the nuggets. Absolutely loving all of this that's coming on in. Hey, Deborah Green. Hey girl. Hey, we're glad to see you all. Keep on coming on in. And so, so your brand, Label Me Legal, which absolutely love that as a branding and marketing person. Is all about making legal concepts approachable. And so in your opinion, what's kind of like the biggest misconception around legal things related to small business and entrepreneurship?
When I say this, I'm speaking to me, but I'm also speaking to all of you listening.
Yeah.
One of the biggest misconceptions is not what you've probably heard on the internet a million times. It's believing that you need a lot of money to start. It's believing that you have to have all of these things just to get started, and then those other insecurities and things that creep in along with that, and prolonging your start.
Yeah.
There's a lot, and don't get me wrong, the belief is not from you alone. The belief is from all of those microaggressions, those small things that were placed in your head, those ideas that was like, people don't do that, or, it's from other people too. And after a while, you let it get to you, right? You were like, I can't be the next Coca-Cola. And it adds up. So that belief starts to not only affect your mind, but it starts to affect your behavior. And so you don't move towards what you think you can do, or what the Holy Spirit has whispered for you to do, or what has God to do. You stand there afraid because of what these other people are saying, and now what you've adopted. And you feel like you need to have money. And so for me, that is where the whole DIY, because even when it comes to protecting yourself, most of us have always spoken up for ourselves. We have the confidence, we have the boisterous ability to stand up for ourselves. But along the way, there were certain processes and things that happen where a lawyer told you, oh, you need this, is complex. Or a business person told you, oh, that's hard to get. Grants are difficult. Yeah. And you started to, just the idea of that difficulty made you fall back. And a lot of times, not calling them the enemy, but that is what the enemy will do. Just hoping that you catch on to that idea, and that be enough fear for you to not move in your purpose. That is
Tracia, you just took this interview to a master class. Like this has gone a whole different direction. I didn't even know we was. Girl, you are preaching, talking, teaching. Because we would have assumed you would have talked about trademarks and copyright and all of that. But it's so, because we have been conditioned that things are hard.
Yeah.
And so when it's not hard, we make it hard. We will put complexity into things because we have been conditioned that things are hard. And this is coming from you as an attorney, as a lawyer saying. Woo.
One thing you're going to learn about me from this interview alone is that I'm not going to give you the cookie cutter lawyer responses just by what I do alone. I'm not trying to be your attorney. I'm not trying to get you to hire me. I'm trying to empower you and tell you, actually, I think you can do it on your own. Let me show you how.
Wow.
So you're going to learn that I don't have the internet responses, the things that sell, the marketing ideas. I'm quite frankly tired of hearing it. And I sat on it long enough. I was one of those people that sat there because I feel like I'm going against an entire industry, lawyers, by saying what I'm saying. And so I allowed fear and everything else to stop me. So as one of you today, I'm saying move forward, regardless of who says what, because you are needed somewhere.
Woo. All right. Listen. While people are listening, how can they follow you? How can they connect with you? Because I know people are like, I like how she's talking. I want to stay connected. What's the best way? What are the best ways to connect with you online?
So there's a couple different ways. I'm on YouTube at Label Me Legal. I'm also on Instagram at Label Me Legal. You can also call 980-5000-LML, as in Label Me Legal. You can email me, info@labelmelegal. You can also go to my website, www.labelmelegal.com, and fill out the contact form. And then also on my website, if you're like, I actually need to talk to her and she's somebody I can trust because she's not trying to sell me to her, you can go on my website, labelmelegal.com, and you can book a session.
Wonderful. Right there. And if you're listening to the podcast, look down below in the show notes. If you're listening to the podcast, look down below in the show notes. Those are on YouTube. We'll be posting the links right after. And if you're on Sharvette.com, you already have the links right there. Yes, Roberto, move forward. Don't let fear step in. Absolutely, Deborah. Right on. Thank you, LinkedIn user. Looking forward to learning all of the things. And so I think what is powerful, certainly you in a position that you are in, and like you said, you could very easily say, oh, I have packages for such and such and such and such. And rightfully so, you would be able to charge whatever you would want to. I think this is a very interesting thought of how do we empower people that there are some things that they can do. And I would bet, Shatracia, if they do some of the things when it is time to work with you, it's a better working experience. I'm just guessing on that.
You would be right.
Okay.
Now you have the belief that, because most of the people are like, first, where do I find a lawyer? What type of lawyer do I find?
Yeah.
Second, can I trust this lawyer? Because they're telling me that they're the best person for the job. Are you? So once you work with me, when you get to a point to where you have to work with me, it's because I've given you everything you can and you feel like, okay, now I do need somebody to step in. But my first goal is not for you to work with me. It's to just show you what you need to do.
All right. Wonderful. Episode 772 here on the Sharvette Mitchell Radio Show. Before the trademark, that's our topic, what every new entrepreneur needs to know about legal protection. And so let's jump in. What are the key legal protections that every entrepreneur should really have in place before the first sale, the first client engagement even?
Okay. So just some basic things that you can do. And I know that it's a lot out here coming from somebody who was like, completely and utterly overwhelmed.
Right.
Business formation, ignore the catchy internet sensations that are like, you get the LLC, forget that, get the trust and get the Corp C and get the tax benefits. Child. Get the LLC. Let's just be basic, okay? Because what they're not telling you in those 60-second clips is that you don't have a board to be an S Corp. You don't even have revenue to be a C Corp. So start at the LLC. That's the basic thing you need. That's going to get you your business formation, your legal protection. That's a part of your legal protection. There's some other things that you still need to do. And that process, I do have on my website a couple of freebies. And there's like a 1 through 10, because this is what I needed. I needed people to be like, okay, step 1 through 10, tell me what to do. Y'all keep telling me to get the LLC, but how?
Good.
How do I go to the Secretary of State website? Where is it at? What do I click on? What paperwork do I fill out? And I've known people who have paid $300-$500 for this process. And I'm like, oh my gosh, you needed step 1 through 10. And that's it. So feel free to go get that on my website, but you get the LLC, right? And there's paperwork that you have to fill out, but it's really as quick as they say. It's really not that difficult. Again, if you feel like you need somebody that you can trust that'll just walk you through, book a session with me. I'll explain it to you. It's not going to take too long. The second thing you really need to get is a business bank account. And before I lose y'all, because I would hear this and be like, child, a business bank account, I have not made any money.
Talk to the people.
You need to get a business bank account, because I would hear things like, oh, if you're funding your business, and I'm like, funding my business? I'm trying to fund my personal house. I can't even fund that. I'm trying to figure out how to fund my business. Right. Where's this money coming from? if you're like me, you have a W-2 that is basically supplying the funds that you need until you start building revenue. So whether you want to say it or not, whether you understand what you're doing or not, you are actually funding your business.
Yeah.
So you still need a bank account for that. So you want to get a business bank account. Full disclosure, I have Novo, N-O-V-O. It's a small business. It's for small businesses. You can get a Chase or whatever, a business bank account. But I just wanted to go with one that would allow me to do different accounts, because I have some for a scholarship we give out, some for a charity, some for taxes.
Yeah.
You are going to be able to pass those taxes up. So I had that. And then I just put like $50. There was no minimum because it's for business. It's for small businesses. So I just put like $50 in it. And if you're just starting out and you're like, okay, I know for sure I need, for example, CapCut, or I need Canva Pro or Adobe.
Yeah.
And you're going to pay the $10 a month or whatever it is for that. Who's going to pay that $10 a month? It's your W-2. So you want to make sure that you're protected by separating those things. You may not have the funding like business grants and revenue coming in, but you are funding that. And so to protect that, you want a business bank account, and you funnel money from your checking account, your personal, into that business bank account. And that way, think of it as if you get audited and you need to pretend that somebody is standing over your shoulder saying, now, hold up, how do I know that this isn't you, the person? Oh, because as you can see, this transaction went from my checking to my business, and then my business paid for Adobe, not my checking account, right? So you want to get that. The third one, or maybe 2.0, 2.1 is
I like that.
Child, I keep hearing that people are charging to get an EIN. Stop paying these people. An EIN is an employee identification number. It is like your business's social security number. It helps you look a little bit more professional. Yeah. Even if you don't have any money, I promise you, I'm speaking from experience, you can get a business bank, business credit card. And it helps you look more professional when you have that EIN number. Yeah. Now, let me just give an aside and say, let's get our personal finances under control before we go out here getting a business bank credit card, because you still need to be a good steward of your money.
And your habits are your habits. So you aren't going to have bad habits in your personal, and then all of a sudden you have you're excellent in your business.
Exactly. So let's make sure we get our credit card, and if we're going to pay for Adobe and Canva Pro, that's it. And we make sure our business checking account pays that credit card off every month, so there's no interest. But at least you got 30 days. So you have that. And then when you go to the IRS website, Google EIN and IRS. If it doesn't have .gov, don't click on it, because the IRS, this is a really quick process and it's free. The IRS will give you your EIN number. So everybody acting like it's a hard process and it's complex and pay me $50 and I'll do it real quick. You can do it yourself. And I promise you, 5 to 10 minutes.
Yes.
So you Google that, you get your IN, you keep track of that, just like you keep track of your Social Security. And then the next thing people will tell you is like agreements, contracts. I'm not going to sell you on contracts. If you're at a certain point, sure, feel free to go to my website. I have seen contracts for $500, child. And I'm like, ooh, I know we went to law school, but I'm just trying to make it, and you trying to charge me an arm and a leg for the contract I need to get started. I'm in the red messing with you. So, go on my website, and there's some contracts. But what I want to stress is not, oh, you need this contract, you need that contract. I want to stress, even as an attorney right now that works for a multi-billion-dollar company, everybody's cool until they're not. So there are no handshake deals in business. There are no friends, not because people are malicious, but because people forget quickly when things happen. Oh, you agreed that you were going to include XYZ. Did I? I mean, just just the small experiences with like a photographer for your wedding
Mm.
or a hotel that said they were going to do. All of these things are transactional and people have things going on. So if for no other reason, you need a contract to write out what you agreed on.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying, oh, you need to get this contract and it needs to look like this, because you and that person, unless you're dealing with a business, you're probably dealing with another person. You and that person can go to small claims court because it's probably at this point in your life, it's going to be under $5,000. And the court is going to understand y'all wrote out what you could. You don't need a beautiful contract drafted by a $400 an hour attorney. So make sure whatever you do, when I say contract, I don't necessarily mean from an attorney. I just mean whatever y'all agree on, put that in writing and you both sign it.
And you both sign it. Oh my goodness. We've got a couple questions I want to make sure we capture. Deborah said, does your business, talking about your business, deal with personal? Because I don't have a business, but I need to speak with someone about trust and wills. Is that something in your warehouse?
So I don't deal with, I deal in personal in a way where your personal life, I can provide a sounding board as an attorney that you can trust. So if you tell me, hey, because I'm in the same predicament that you are, and trust me, a wills and trust attorney, I think they'd be running from me. I'm trying to give y'all my money and I can't find them. So I can help you. I can guide you to where, okay, let's look at things that you may not know to look for. Let's look at how long they've been practicing, because this is a difficult, it can be complex. If you don't really have a lot of assets and things like that, then you may just need a simple drafted trust or something like that. So I can help you with that. You can always book a session to just say, where do I go? But I personally can't do the trust or the will.
Fair, no problem. And Teresa, walking into more. Okay, I like that. I'm an independent insurance agent that works under a major company. I get a W-9, not a W-2. So how do I get an EIN?
You are a freelancer. You are still a business professional. It doesn't matter, because I get a W-2, but I don't have an EIN because I have a W-2. I have an EIN because I decided to start a business. Now, according to the government, until that business is profitable, you have an expensive hobby. However, you still can get an EIN. All you have to do is, if you have the W-9 and it has the paperwork, and you are a freelancer or you're doing this work under this company, you're still going to enter the information that the EIN asks you for, like your company name, your personal name. You're still going to enter that and get an EIN. So you are still definitely eligible to get an EIN. And if you have any questions, I can walk you through that. But using your information from the W-9, you're still a business.
All right. Thank you. We love the questions. Thank you so much. Our time is, oh my goodness, our time is flying on by. But can you give your contact information one more time, and for the sake of those listening to the podcast and those watching?
YouTube, Instagram, Label Me Legal, www.labelmelegal.com or info@labelmelegal.com.
Awesome. And so thank you for that. Now, people that are in the space of, okay, do I need a trademark? And so what is your thought around, where does that come into play when we're thinking about trademarks? What's the importance of them? And do we get them before we launch the business? Where is that in the timeline of things?
No, we don't have $2,500 to be paying these trademark attorneys. Please don't come for me, trademark attorneys. We will see y'all later. But right now, you need to focus on revenue. So the thing about trademarking is you can, say it with me, everybody, you can do that yourself. So
I know the trademark attorneys is like, cut off, hit the show.
I'm so sorry. But listen, my husband, helps people get into cybersecurity. He's a cybersecurity architect.
Oh,
he has
wow.
a business. He is IT. He's not a lawyer. He's not somebody who enjoys reading. He's not overly complicated. He didn't even ask me for help. And he just, after a year process, we just found out that he was approved and he has his trademark. So when I say you can do it yourself, he did it himself. He paid the $250 and he went through the USPTO website. Do not be afraid to go on that website, click around. There's a resources button. You don't need an attorney to do a quick search. Do a quick search for your idea. Find out if glow up skincare is currently being used.
Right.
If it's active, that means it's being used. If it's inactive or pending might mean that they are working on the trademark, but it's not approved yet. If it's inactive, they're not using it. You can do that yourself. The USPTO website is free. Go
and
on
just search, at least search to make sure you're not infringing or using someone else's name or mark. Or
yes. And at that point, I want to dispel this misconception of the poor man's trademark.
Oh yeah, well you could wait a minute. Do I have an envelope over here? How did they do it?
Don't mail yourself and say, oh, now I have a trademark. Let me help you understand something. Just by using something, you want to come up with a name that is not description, like creamy cold ice cream. That's a descriptor. Not a good idea. But my husband's company, for example, is Critexa. He created that word.
Oh, yeah.
That's the best way because it's purely your creation. So it's going to be harder for somebody to say, oh, I have that, or somebody else to have come up with that. So use something like that. And then at that point, look that up and follow. Just using that alone, you have the right to you can put TM right behind your stuff right now. If no one is using that, you don't need to file anything or register an application. You can put TM behind your idea. That gives you some protection, especially in the area where you're using it, but it doesn't give you national protection. So those of you that are doing online businesses, you want national protection. That's when you want to do a registered trademark. But if you have Skincare LLC, but Glow Up Skin Solutions is the huge thing that everybody knows you from, the brand that everybody's buying that. And you're like, I don't have enough money to get all of this done. Use that $250 for the thing that's giving you money. Follow the bag. Because that's what the USPTO office is going to do.
That's good. And because I do have a trademark, my trademark is hanging over there for the Platform Builder, which is one of our programs. But when I submitted, I had to show use. I had to be using it. I had to show, here's courses, here's events we've been doing under this, here's program. So I had to show use. And so I think sometimes people get stuck and say, oh, I've got an idea. I'm going back to your original point, and I'm over time. Going back to your original point of that stuck in fear. Oh, I got to go get a trademark. And you haven't done anything at all with it yet. Yeah. Woo, so this is more you're gonna be doing more on. People can follow you on your Instagram. They can go to your website. We could talk for a whole nother hour, but I honor your time and I'm not going to do that. Do you have things coming up like this digital platform, or what's coming up for you? What's coming down the pipe?
So I'm working on a couple things. I'm working on a book called Everybody Got Paid But You.
Ooh, I like that. I got to bring you back to talk about that.
Yep. So I'm also working on a ebook for those of you who have been in a car accident and keep splitting your profits with attorneys for minor fender benders. I'm working on an ebook to walk you through that process. It's as easy as using the claims filing for a rock hitting your windshield. It really doesn't take all of that, or anybody taking 33% of your money. So I'm working on my ebook. I'm working on adding contracts, especially for people that are like hairstylists and they have a booth or booth rental.
Good. Yeah.
Specific contracts that are not easily out there, but then when they want to charge an arm and a leg because it's specific. I'm not doing that. So I'm working on a couple of things to add to my digital platform. And then YouTube videos, kind of like what you learned today, to just walk you through processes and explain basic things to you to empower you to know that you can do this yourself. Most of this you can probably do yourself. You don't have 1% problems yet.
Don't have them yet. And listen, I'm gonna tell you right now, today's price is not gonna be tomorrow's price. So you better get in with her, Ms. Butler, right now. YouTube, thank you for this knowledge, because starting out, you really don't know where to start, where to go. This is the information social media isn't sharing, where to go get an LLC, EIN, and the fact that it can be done yourself. So thank you for that. Thank you for that comment and that content. And here's what I'll say. Everybody, some people have time. Some people have money. Some people, right. So if you are paying someone, sometimes if it's like, hey, I don't have the time or the brain energy or capacity, I'm going to pay someone. I think what you're more leaning to, this kind of like the EIN, literally, you get it right. You put it in, you get it right away. So someone charging for the things that are so simple, I really feel like those things are really predatory almost to that.
It's an ignorance tax, and it's unfortunate. So I'm just basically fighting against the ignorance tax. We just don't know what we don't know. That doesn't mean we have the money or should be charged extra.
Yeah. Absolutely. All right. It is a wrap for today. Thank you so much again. We'll just have to follow up and keep in contact with you, and that book, that title right alone is that's going to be some sellers right there. Any final thing, anyone you want to shout out, anyone you want to show some love to while you're on the air?
Really, I just want to shout out everybody out there that is trying. I am with you. Law degree or not, believe in you and have the confidence in you, especially my Malden, Missouri family. Thank you so much for the support. Thank you for watching. And thank you for having enough in yourself to say, I'm going to get on here and I'm going to spend the time to learn, not for me, but for you.
Yeah. Well said. Well, it is a wrap. And we thank you for stopping by the Sharvette Mitchell Radio Show.
Thank you for having me.
All right. Awesome. O to the M to the G. I know this is a session you probably will listen to again. And listen, if you're hanging out with us on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe to our channel. If you like this content, we have more content like this all of the time. And if you're listening to the podcast version, subscribe so you can get the notification. We know some of you just hang out on Sharvette.com. Thank you for all of the amazing love in the chat. Gwen said, I have to bookmark the show. Yes, you are absolutely welcome. Thank you so much. Hey, Nate Butler, putting some love in the chat. Thank you so much, Apostle Susan. Awesome. Thank you, V, for being here. It is a wrap. Check back with us. We're here every Tuesday at 6 p.m. Eastern, just bringing you more phenomenal sessions and shows. I'm Sharvette Mitchell, CEO of Mitchell Productions. We are a marketing and professional development firm. The Sharvette Mitchell Radio Show is actually the longest running element of our brand since 2008. And we're just honored to be here with you. Thank you for all of our clients that check us out and hang out with us. And we're going to see you all later on the web. Bye.
Live from Richmond, Virginia, you've been listening to the Sharvette Mitchell Radio Show. Catch Sharvette Mitchell every Tuesday at 6 p.m. interviewing all the stars you want to hear from. So until next week, stay motivated, excited, and influenced. This is the Sharvette Mitchell Radio Show.